2, 1.
This is Councilmember Tyrone Johnson, Chair of the Community Development Committee, calling to order the November 4th, 2025 Community Development Meeting. We have in the chamber today myself, Councilmember Tyrone Johnson, Chair, Councilmember Tim Andrew, Councilmember Amanda Cook, and Councilmember Vicky McKeever. We will go ahead to proceed. 2025, we'll call out the number, presentation 2025-452, consideration of demolishment ordinance for 502 Academy Street. City Council is requested to consider an ordinance to demolish a dwelling, once again located at 502 Academy Street. And we will call up Ms. Parrish. I don't want to mess your name up, our interim code enforcement manager. Presentation.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing well. So 502 Academy Street, the complaint and notice of hearing was held on May 27th, 2025. Both of the property owners are deceased associated with the property, but there is an estate set in place, and the fiduciary of that estate, Benita Kritzer, did appear for the hearing, and in the hearing, she essentially discussed that she does not have the money to repair the property or demolish the home. So at this time, she has listed the property for sale. The order to repair or demolish was issued on May 28th, 2025, with a compliance due date of June 30th, 2025. And as of October 31st, 2025, no repairs have been completed or permits obtained to repair or demolish the dwelling. The property is also still listed for sale, and when we reached out to inform her of the meeting, she did call us, and she stated that she would like a list of our demo contractors. In speaking with her, I actually spoke with her today, she called me. She said she still does not have the money at this time, but she is still actively trying to sell the property, and I did make her aware of us moving forward. This is the site where it's located at. There is a church, there is a school right behind this home as well. This is the front portion of the property. As you can see, extensive fire damage. Unfortunately, the house was vacant for several years before vagrants broke in and set the fire, and as you can see, extensive damage caused by the fire. Interior, almost a complete loss, but not entirely. Anybody have any questions?
It's Councilman Andrews. So if we go ahead and with the demolition, would there be a lien on the property for to reimburse the city's cost for demolishing it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Councilmember Johnson, so when they sell, if they would sell this property, that will be the lien that's on the property, am I correct?
That is correct, yes, sir. If we, let's say we demolish the property, place the lien on the property, that lien will transfer over to the new property owner.
Gotcha, okay. Any other questions? All right. I make a motion that we approve agenda item 2025-452. If I can get a second.
I'll second.
Take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposes? All right, it's anonymous. We will go with that.
Thank you.
Next item, 2025-453, 2024 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report. And I do see that our Community Development Housing Director, Nina Wilson, is up. On you now.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. I have the 2024 Consolidated Annual Performance and Evaluation Report, or the CAPER, and an update for you on that. It was submitted in September. It is due by September 28th of each year, and so this is for informational purposes, not necessarily for approval. The purpose of the CAPER is to allow the public an opportunity to review and comment on the progress, achievements, and expenditures of the Federal Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, and our Home Investment Partnerships programs in the city of High Point. And the CAPER was made available for public review from September 10th through the 25th, and there were no comments received. The plan was made available on our website. It was available at the public library, within our office here at Suite 312, as well as our 201 4th Street office. So we did make that plan available for public review, and it was publicized in the High Point Enterprise. So just to kind of give you some highlights from last year, for the homeowner repair program, and this includes all sources of funding, as well as all of our programs to include Operation Inasmuch, we were able to assist 44 homeowners with homeowner repairs. And right now we are doing primarily just emergency repairs, anything that is an emergency or urgent repairs. We're not doing whole home repairs.
Forgive the intrusion.
sorry, yes.
Is it possible to display this report to the public, or did we intend to do that?
I'm not sure. Can we show this? This is the infographic that was part of the,
There was,
yeah, it was no
okay, thank
presentation.
you. I thought it was, no, apologies, please.
No, okay. And we assisted 10 home buyers with down payment assistance. 336 individuals participated in our home buyer education classes. There were 12 trainees that graduated from the construction training program. 12 organizations that received grants that served 2,912 citizens, or residents, I should say, and 1,446 tax returns, federal and state returns, were processed through our volunteer income tax return program. And just to give you an idea of just some of the goals that we had established, for the homeowner repairs, that was down from last year. Last year we did complete 57. This year we met about 66% of our goal. For the home buyer assistance program, again, that was down as well. Last year we did serve 18 home buyers, and our goal this year was 25. And for the home buyer education class, we did serve 112 more individuals this year than last year. And so our numbers, for the most part, we were either around 40% to 84% as far as achieving our goals for all of our programs, with the exception of the public services program that we work with our nonprofit partners. All of them actually exceeded 100% of the goals, so whether that was youth services, meals for seniors, health care, any of those public services, we actually did exceed 100% of the goal for all of those programs, homeless services as well. There was one area that we did kind of over-project, and that was in the, for the day center. The day center, the Oakwood CDC Day Center, it did just have their grand opening yesterday, and we anticipated it opening a little bit earlier last year, so we projected some higher numbers for them to serve last year, but hopefully this year we will be able to meet the goals that we have established for that day center. And as far as the funding that was expended, it was $1,399,517 in federal funds. That comprises 51% of the amount that we expended, $238,048 at the state, that's 9%, and then 40% of our budget comes from local funding, $1,091,189. We are continuing to work with our CHODOs, or our nonprofit housing development organizations in the Southside community. There were 8 homes that were completed last year, and of those 8, one of them was actually constructed with no additional federal funds. And what we're able to do with that, as they sell homes, they're able to reinvest that money into future projects and into building future homes. And so of these 8, one of them was actually constructed with no additional funds from the city. Of all the homes that have been constructed in Southside, we have done 4 so far. So that is close to $1 million that has been reinvested just from the sale of prior properties. And right now, we have 6 that are underway. We have Habitat that is still working in Southside, Community Housing Solutions, Housing Consultants Group, and Black Lamb Development Corporation. So they all have projects underway in the Southside community right now. So are there any questions or any additional information that I can provide as far as our accomplishments or any of the information that's been presented?
I don't know if you have this, but I'd be curious on the trainees from the construction training program of their follow-on employment. I think those are jobs that we really need, tradesmen or tradespeople rather. So I'm just curious if we follow up on, see if they're employed after they're done with their program and, want to wish them their success.
Right, understood. That is something that we are not tracking.
And that's fine.
Out of the 16, there were 16 that registered for the class, and 12 graduated. And sometimes what happens is they do actually get a job before the class ends. They could have to drop out of the class for personal reasons, but of the 16, 12 did graduate. I did talk with Susan Wood with Habitat today, and she has actually employed one of our recent graduates, through her apprenticeship program. So I do know that one of our graduates is there with Habitat working on their projects.
And that's great. I just wondered if you had, but thank you.
And I just wanted to recognize both you and Greg Ferguson for the work that you did to create a white flag shelter where none existed in a month, and working with Oakwood CDC, and I'm excited that we have that partnership. But I just wanted to recognize y'all because that was a big lift, and your entire department did a great job in turning that around really quick. And it meant a lot to me, and several other people who are associated with COC reached out to say that they were really excited for High Point to turn it around like that. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Great. Any other questions or comments? Great. So, Councilmember Johnson, quick question. I know you said it went up 112, the home buyers class?
Yes.
112?
Yes.
Why do you think the other things went down?
For us, I'll just say, with the homebuyer education class, that's the one thing, not the homebuyer education, but the down payment assistance, we've kind of discussed whether or not the $7,500 is enough to sort of make a difference. And because there are other programs out there that are available, like North Carolina Housing Finance Agency, where depending upon the program, they can get up to $15,000, or in some cases, up to close to $50,000 when you start combining and stacking some of that down payment assistance that's available. So as I've kind of mentioned before, that is something that we are looking at. And you may recall in the presentation that I did for the Housing Update last month, that when we look at affordability, that many of those folks that are around that 60% AMI, they're going to need at least about $20,000 to afford a $200,000 home. So if we're providing that funding, then we would probably need to look at increasing the amount that we are providing. Our program has not changed as far as the administration of it. Our processes haven't gotten any more complicated or anything like that. So I do believe it's just a matter of the amount of money that's needed to make homeownership possible within High Point.
So if they get, example, assistance with North Carolina Housing Finance, they do not qualify to get assistance through High Point. Is that correct?
No, the requirements are pretty much the same as far as income requirements.
Because they're giving more money. That's what
They're
I'm
getting
saying,
more
yeah.
money, and what happens is, we technically are not supposed to over-subsidize. So if they're getting $15,000 and that is putting them at that 30% on the front end, we are not supposed to come back and provide $7,500. That might put them at 25%. If when we start looking at that
Gotcha.
front end and back end ratios for qualifying for the mortgage, so we're not supposed to over-subsidize. So when we have cases where they can get that down payment assistance somewhere else and they don't necessarily need our funding, then I think
Okay.
we are looking at some of that as well.
Okay, great. All right, that's all I have. Also, Operation Inasmuch, I did get by there on Saturday. Very, very pleased. There was a lot of people out there. And so I thanked them personally. As they were eating, I went around and I shook everybody's hand, gave them a dap, because they were eating. But it was awesome to see it, see the community going out helping the community, helping your neighbor. So it was awesome. So my hat is off to those who served in Operation Inasmuch on last Saturday. All right.
Thank you so
Councilman
much.
McKeever, I just want to say thank you because, I know, but I've been in her office so many times, and each time I go there, and she was always welcoming me there and helped me out a lot. And so the people that come to me and you help them out, I let them know about you, and I'll give you all the credit because you work very well with me, and I really do appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am, thank you, certainly.
Awesome. If there's nothing else, let us thank the entire staff of the High Point City. You guys are awesome. You make us look good, so thank you. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank
Meeting now
you.
adjourned.